Hello everyone, welcome to today's video. Today we are reviewing Transformers Studio Series 86 Sunstreaker. This particular figure is a deluxe class and is a repaint of the Earthrise Sunstreaker, which is then a retool of the Earthrise Wheeljack. So we'll also be having Wheeljack here for some comparison stuff later. Sunstreaker here is a yellow Lamborghini, I believe. I believe that's the name of the vehicle that Sunstreaker is here. And he looks lovely, I say. The overall body design is great. The sunken-in detailing where the handle of the door would be looks nice. The back end where you can see the line work back here for what's supposed to be the rear light looks great. The silver spot here where the spoiler may be looks great. This kind of vent piece here that is removable looks great as well. Sculpt work overall is nice. Front of the alt mode looks beautiful with some bumper detailing, some white paint for headlight detailing, and this overall pretty nice shade of blue used on the windows here. As you can see, my copy is a little weird here with this front window. It refuses to keep it down, so it just keeps popping up. That's going to bother me for a little while. I'm going to see what I can do to fix that. The figure also has some lovely sculpting work for the hubcaps, along with them being painted silver and molded in gray. Underside of the alt mode is honestly pretty clean, you know? Is it perfect? No. Obviously that's a robot's head there, and that's a crotch. But it's pretty well put together, actually. It's really clean overall. And that's kind of it that I have to say for the alt mode. I like the shade of yellow. It's this nice warm, it's really warm yellow, actually. I like that a lot. Well, with that being said, let's get into comparisons. We'll put you in the middle, bring in the original mold and the mold that he's supposed to pair up with. Sunstreaker is designed to pair with Sideswipe, as I'm not sure if they were called brothers in G1, but in a lot of other continuities that have these two in the same world, they are called siblings. So that's why they look extremely similar, if not the exact same, actually. One second. Yeah, say front of the alt mode is pretty much the same exact sculpting, design philosophy. The windows have that weird metal bar in the middle. The overall design is really similar, with some differences. For example, these ports back here aren't here on Sideswipe, and the vent designing back here is not here on Sideswipe as well. Sides of the alt mode are pretty much the exact same though. Underside is different because, well, different Transformers. But even like the tire placement is really close. It's really close for the tire placements. They're almost the exact same length, I believe. Let's see. I think one of them might be slightly longer than the other, but I might be just going insane. But yeah, say like they look very similar. Obviously, you know, tires are different. Back's a little different. I mean, this is quite different here. But the overall idea of it is there. These are very similar concepts, which I like. And obviously, you know, getting Wheeljack in here, which Sideswipe out a moment. Comparing the two here, you can see aspects of where the original mold got its designs. No, these are two very clearly different alt modes. But Underside reveals some shared tooling, or engineering, not tooling. Like where the head flips in, a similar conversion for the arms, but instead the hands end up here while the hands end up here, and shoulders go in here instead of here on Wheeljack. Along with the waist design down here, obviously, you know, the crotch is facing forward instead of backwards, but certain things do move. A lot of these panels move. Almost the exact same. The legs collapse the same as well, as I'll show you, because when I transform this guy, I'll be transforming Wheeljack alongside him, so we can get that kind of comparison. But it looks nice. I like it. Next up, we have Voyager class Road Hauler to compare. Comparing the two together, they look quite lovely. I don't really have much else to say, you know. The colors are appealing. Next up, Leader Class 86 Sludge. Getting them in here, we have this overall scaling as well. And finally, We'll push this back a little bit. Bring in 86 Optimus. And put Sunstreaker on top. Yet, just quite a feel for how big he is. You know, let's get Sideswipe here too. And it just... This is large. Can I get Wheeljack? We'll flip those down. Damn! Look at that. He's not too much shorter. That's almost 3 deluxe class figures lengthwise. And these are your average card bots too, so... Damn! Optimus is long. Okay, let's get you back over here. There you go. Now, Sunstreaker and Wheeljack. Sunstreaker's conversion differs in the fact that his forearms go up and you flip out the hands like this, while on Wheeljack, his forearms come out from the sides and you rotate the biceps and hands. So, Wheeljack has some articulation points that Sunstreaker just doesn't. Along with that, Wheeljack's shoulders, for example, come out here from the top. Let's flip that up since we're here. While Sunstreaker's come from below at the side of the alt mode. You do still rotate the bicep. That's a consistent thing with these two figures. Their biceps do need to be rotated. But they both share the head flipping up. They both share the waist needing to be rotated, too. Granted, we'll need to rotate this waist back, but these are separate pieces. Another thing they share is the fact that their front or top windows need to come up. Then another piece that they share is the fact that their legs need to split and shift upward. Wheeljack's difference is that his windows here need to fold in. Just like so. Like this. While on Sunstreaker, you just pull out, push in, like, come on, like this. Then you rotate the waist. And that's where the waist rotation thing comes in. Wheeljack doesn't do that. His waist rotates with the main middle piece here. Granted, it rotates on its own as well, but it mainly rotates with this piece. While Sunstreaker, you need to rotate these parts separately for the transformation. Another part where Sunstreaker differs is the front is pretty much the exact same design. It works almost exactly the same as Wheeljack. But what's different is Wheeljack has these built-in heel spurs. Sunstreaker doesn't. So you have to flip these extra heel spurs out, like this, and that will give him a natural heel spur, giving him this overall, like, appearance. And nothing on these figures are shared between each other, I believe. Besides the engineering concepts and philosophies, no parts on these figures are shared in the slightest. Even parts where you think they'd be the exact same, like the hips or the crotch or the thighs, they're not. These are very clearly different sculpts, which is cool. I like when figures share engineering, but no parts. It means Hasbro was able to go all out on a figure, while still having it copy a bit of homework from other figures. Because, you know, if it worked once, why do you need to change it again? It's cool. I like when Hasbro does that. It's different. Or no, it's not different. Well, I mean, kinda. You know, when we retool a figure, that's when a figure goes off the same mold as, for example, like Wheeljack. Alright, that's a terrible example, actually. All of his retools are just head retools. None of the figures I have around me have been retooled. Or, like, majorly retooled. Who do I have in the tub that's been retooled? Fuck. Oh, Strong Arm and Elita 1. That's a good example. A retool is when, like, you swap out quite a few parts, but it's overall the same figure parts-wise. Elita 1 and Strong Arm, as I just stated, they share a lot of parts between each other, but Strong Arm comes out with a different alt mode because of the backpack parts and tooling that's changed up certain components for the other alt mode. while Elite 1 is this buggy kind of like car. And that's also because of the backpack parts, but also because of some of the leg parts. Sunstreaker doesn't do that. He borrows engineering cues from Wheeljack, but he has parts completely brand new to him. These parts are solely his, which is awesome. I love that. I love when they do that. Even when comparing it to like Sideswipe, all of the parts used on this guy are designed to look like Sideswipe's, but he doesn't share any parts with Sideswipe. And that's also really cool. I like when they do that. It's really neat. It's really neat. And that makes me obsessed with certain figures like this. Because these two figures may have very similar conversions, but they share no parts. None. Nada. And I love that. I love that so much. So yeah. With that being said, let's get into the figure. The figure's overall design is quite nice. It's honestly really lovely looking. I love all the colors, or I guess I love the color breakup that we kind of have here. It's nice. We have these dark grays. We've got some silver on the hubcaps and forearms. We got this yellow, little pop of red from the from the Autobot logo. Some nice light gray on the face, which looks lovely, along with some yellow on these side vents. And then the blue used for the chest plate, and I think the eyes are a darker shade of blue. I like that. I like that they actually... That's never happened before. You've never done that before. Why are you doing that now? What the hell? Boo, Sunstreaker. Does the other leg do that? No. What? Okay, I'm going to have to tie in that. That sucks. His knees never given up on me like that before. That's weird. But like I was saying, the windows. I like the windows a lot, actually. I know a lot of people don't like the shade of blue that they've been using, and I do feel it's a little repetitive. I feel like adding a bit of cell shading in there would give it the right pop of color and difference. Give it a pop. Change it up, you know? It looks nice, though. It's not the worst thing in the world. I accept it. I accept it. But it's not the worst thing in the world. I still like it. It works nice enough. Looks good. Would I prefer something different? Yes, but it looks good. Another thing I like about the figure, besides all the lovely greebling and sculpt work, is the fact that his feet, these aren't the top of the car. Yeah, they could have added a rotation. Actually, they couldn't have, because then this flat side would be on the outside, and that'd make it look weird. But this is on the same part. It's just upside down, which is really cool. And they add these kind of raised bits here. So yeah, if any part's going to chip, it's going to be these little gray pieces at the top. But it's not going to chip the Autobot logo. It's not going to chip the headlights. It's raised high enough to where you don't have to worry about those particular pieces chipping, which is cool. I like that. But I just like the attention to detail to the G1 model, where they were able just to take this and put it here, all on the same piece. It's all on that same piece, and I love that. It's funny. It's cool. I like it. I like it a lot. Overall design's just solid. It's a solid design. I like it. I just said I liked it, but I'm just apparently so good I had to say it twice. Figure's solid, though. He only has one accessory, and it's this piece right here that you plug into his back. But it can also be plugged into his forearm, kind of like a mini shield, or how the box displays it as a gun. It's a very ugly looking gun, but, you know, it can be used as one, which is cool. So yeah. I'm going to transform Sideswipe. We're going to do articulation, then size comparisons. I'll see you guys in a little bit. So, see you in a minute. I already got Sideswipe transformed. I could have just done that while talking. I didn't. That was my fault. He is a very fast figure to transform. That's another reason why I like Wheeljack and Sideswipe. Very simple configurations to very nice robot modes. But back to Sunstreaker here. Figure has your basic articulation with the exception of wrist swivels. So figure can look up that far, down that far, side to side at the head, 360 rotation at the ball joint, 360 rotation at the shoulder. Arm can go out that far without moving the hinge, but if you utilize the hinge in there, instead of this far, it can actually go all the way up. 360 rotation at the bicep, elbow bend at exactly 9 degrees. Hands move inward, but that's about it, as there is no rotation. So yeah, 360 rotation at the waist. Legs go back that far, forward that far, and out that far. 360 rotation at the thigh. Knees bend exactly 90, and a deep ankle pivot. Devastatingly deep. Look at that. It's good, though. I like it. And with that being said, let's get into comparisons. So, for our first comparisons, we'll bring in our 3 deluxe figures. We have 86 Wheeljack, Kingdom Sideswipe, and since he's already here, 86 Cup. He's gonna fall. Yeah, he's gonna fall. Okay, he stays down. Comparing the 3 figures together, they look quite lovely, scale quite nicely. So, we have Wheeljack as the engineering partner here. Then Sideswipe as his brother, and alt mode sharing, and the figure that he shares his alt mode design with. Obviously, like mentioned here, no parts were shared here, and none were shared here. But the alt mode and engineering takes aspects of both. And I love that. I love it, I love it, I love it. Actually, let's see. Okay. I thought there's more parts here that looked similar to each other. The only thing that's kind of similar between the two is this extra kind of like triangle on the knees. But they don't share any actual pieces or... Actually, they do share that one design cue, but that's kind of it. Besides the alt mode, obviously. Looking at the 3 figures here, though, they look lovely. Switch Wheeljack out for Cup. Since if you're an 86 collector, you probably have a Cup of some sorts. Or just a Transformers collector, because, Dion was released a while back with that Wardon 2-pack. Comparing the 3 of them together, though, they look they look lovely. Just put you here, move you to the side, and get 86 Thundercracker. Comparing the 2 together here, Voyager to Deluxe, I feel like Sunstreaker was quite ahead for his time. The figure's solid, poses quite nicely, and just looks overall really nice. But I also just like the overall engineering of Sunstreaker. Same thing goes for Wheeljack. Sunstreaker does a few things of his own, but Wheeljack is where a lot of those engineering cues came from. And, obviously, we have hollow gaps here, and in the forearms of Sunstreaker. And, same thing is going to go for a Wheeljack, minus the forearm thing, because Wheeljack's hand conversion just works differently. But overall, I like it. The transformation is fun. The design's lovely. I have nothing to really complain about. He's an overall really solid figure. But the one thing I have to say bothers me the most about him is the fact that he's not an original figure. He comes from the Transformers 5-pack. Like, I think Autobots Last Stand is what it was called or something. It came with Trailbreaker, Hound, Wheeljack, and Sunstreaker. Oh, and Jazz. Can't forget Jazz. Also leader class figures for scaling. Which all 5 of them were solid releases. And I won't be surprised if we get a re-release of Trailbreaker into the City Series G1 line, as foretold by Nate and his crew there. But, I'm down for it. If it means we can get new repaints, retools, or just brand new figures from G1, it'd be cool. I don't mind the idea of having G1 in City Series. But I do feel like it's going to oversaturate it with the Generations line, which is probably why they're going to do Generations with, brand new designs of figures instead of taking G1 figures now. Which, now that I'm thinking about it, is definitely the reason why. Because they said they're not going to re-release Studio Series 86 figures in the G1 line. And honestly, cool. I'm happy they're not doing that. But that also implies that they're going to take legacy figures and release them into the line for Series G1. Which, if they do that, I mean, I'm not surprised. But it's going to suck a bit. But, you know, if they're not marked in the Series line, you know, what's the point? So, yeah. Sunstreaker compared to Magnus here. Compared to Kranix from last video, he's a little shorter. Kranix is put away already, though, so that I also don't want to dig through the tub, because looking around, I cannot see him. But yeah, there's Sunstreaker to Magnus. I did say this in Kranix's video when I was doing my final thoughts, because I forgot to talk about the pricing thing. People are overcharging a lot for Kranix on some aspects. I think he's actually pretty well retailed at some other actual retailers. If you go like eBay, Mercari, other branches like that, people are overcharging quite a bit for Kranix. Don't pay those prices. He's a solid figure, but he's not worth 40 to 50 bucks. Now, Sunstreaker here, I paid retail, old retail, of 25 for him. So I'm actually really happy with him. Same thing goes for Kranix. I bought both of those figures on the same day, and I could not be happier with my purchase. Those are two really solid and fun figures. But yeah, if you want a fun figure that's just overall going to give you a great time, go for Sunstreaker. He's great. Same thing goes for Wheeljack. I'm not sure if I mentioned that in his video. Also a really solid and fun figure that that is the originator of these engineering aspects that I like so much on Sunstreaker as well. Wheeljack is one of those figures people kind of crap on because it's been re-released so much and it has admittedly a few issues accuracy-wise, but it's a great figure. It's solid. I like him. But yeah, that's about it for today's video. I gotta go make this guy's thumbnail, and I'll see you guys in the next video, which will be, let's get him down, 86 Galvatron. So yeah, be ready for that. But until then, see you guys next time. Thank you for watching, and take care.